All right, so are you ready to dive into the wild early days of PayPal?
Oh, absolutely. I've been looking forward to this one.
We've got the PayPal Wars
Mm-hmm.
by Eric Jackson.
Mm.
It's really a fascinating insider look.
A company that was trying to, reinvent money.
Yeah, while dodging bullets left and right.
Exactly. It really captures that late 90s Silicon Valley energy, you know?
Oh, yeah.
That blend of ambition and a move fast and break things attitude.
Yeah, that totally.
Led to groundbreaking innovation, but also intense clashes.
Well, and the book really paints this picture of Confinity, PayPal's predecessor,
Right.
as this just hotbed of young talent.
Yeah.
Like, imagine coding marathons fueled by pizza and ping pong,
Oh, totally.
driven by this mission to change the world.
You can see that idealism in Peter Thiel's leadership.
Yeah.
He really believed in giving young employees ownership and responsibility.
Yeah.
Eric even described starting his first day in the ping pong room
Wow.
because it was the only space they could find.
That is so classic startup.
It is.
But you know that scrappy culture was put to the test when the competition heated up.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It wasn't just about building a cool product.
Right.
It was about surviving
Yeah.
in a market that was suddenly flooded with players.
One of those players was X.com,
Oh, yeah.
founded by Elon Musk.
Of course.
The merger between Confinity and X.com, initially, it seemed like a power move.
Right. Two forces combining.
Yeah, to dominate online payments.
But as we know, mergers
Yeah.
aren't always smooth sailing.
Definitely not.
Eric really digs into those cultural clashes.
Yeah,
And it's more than just differing opinions.
right?
Think Unix versus Windows NT.
Wow, yeah.
Two totally different approaches to building their platform.
Yeah, those technical choices
Yeah.
reflect much deeper philosophical differences about how to scale and manage a tech company.
Oh, for sure.
And then you add the clash of personalities.
Oh, yeah.
Peter Thiel's more laid-back approach
Yeah.
versus Bill Harris, the CEO of X.com, known for being, well, let's just say quite assertive.
Oh, yeah. Recipe for fireworks.
Yeah.
And this power struggle ultimately led to Peter Thiel temporarily stepping down
Right.
and Elon Musk taking over as CEO.
It's fascinating how these internal battles were happening at the same time as this rapidly evolving market.
Right.
I mean, this is the dot-com boom. Everyone's scrambling for a piece of the internet pie.
Yeah.
And online payments are suddenly essential.
Well, and speaking of pie,
Okay.
PayPal wasn't just fighting internal power struggles. They had to figure out their actual business model.
Right.
One of the things that stands out to me is their early focus on viral growth through referral bonuses.
That was brilliant.
Yeah.
They tapped into the nature of the internet
Yeah.
using its interconnectedness to their advantage.
Totally.
They weren't just building a product, they were building community.
And that community building aspect was crucial because it helped them gain traction on a platform that would become synonymous with PayPal, eBay.
The eBay connection was a turning point. Initially, there was some resistance within PayPal to targeting auction users.
Interesting.
Some saw it as a niche market, not mainstream.
Okay.
But Eric, in a move of classic entrepreneurial defiance,
Oh, wow.
went ahead and targeted eBay users anyway.
Really?
He saw the potential before anyone else,
Wow.
and he wasn't afraid to take a risk.
Different.
And that risk paid off big time.
Yeah.
Their auto-link feature made paying on eBay seamless.
Right.
It basically embedded PayPal into online auctions.
It's like they cracked the code of convenience.
They did.
But even with this success, they faced a constant threat. Fraud.
Oh, yeah.
This wasn't just someone stealing a credit card number.
Right.
It was sophisticated schemes targeting their buyer-seller protection policy.
And remember, this was before many of the security measures we take for granted today.
Right.
PayPal was inventing the rules of online security on the fly.
Wow.
The book describes this cat-and-mouse game between Max Levchin, PayPal CTO, and a Russian fraudster known as Igor.
Wait, so they had their own in-house cyber thriller going on?
Oh, absolutely. Max had to be incredibly resourceful,
Yeah.
constantly outsmarting these criminals.
Wow.
And out of this necessity came real innovation, like the Gosbeck-Levchin test.
Oh, okay.
It's this algorithm that analyzes transactions for suspicious patterns.
Right.
And it was adopted across the industry.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
From fighting fraudsters to battling for market share,
Right.
PayPal was facing challenges from all sides.
Yeah.
And things were about to get even more intense with the emergence of a new rival, eBay itself.
Oh, boy. You know, it's almost ironic.
Yeah.
Here's PayPal, this company built on disrupting the status quo.
Right.
Suddenly finding themselves going head-to-head with the biggest name in e-commerce.
Right.
It's like the rebel facing off against the empire.
Totally. And these bill point wars,
Yes.
as they're called in the book, were no joke.
No, they weren't.
eBay had their own payment system,
Right.
bill point,
Yeah.
and they were determined to make it the default choice for their users.
Oh, yeah. eBay had all the leverage.
Yeah.
They started subtly
Yeah.
and not so subtly promoting bill point. Even going so far as to change user settings to favor their own system.
Wow.
Imagine the frustration for PayPal,
Yeah.
seeing this massive platform they'd helped grow,
Right.
now actively trying to sideline them.
They must have felt like they were being squeezed out of their own ecosystem.
Yeah, so how did they fight back?
Yeah. How did they?
They got creative.
Okay.
One of their most brilliant strategies was leveraging eBay's own community forums against them.
Oh, wow.
They encouraged users to voice their complaints about bill point,
Uh-huh.
like about the higher fees and lack of buyer protection.
That's so clever.
It is.
It's like they turned eBay's strength, its massive user base, into a weakness.
Exactly.
I love it.
They also introduced features like the PayPal Preferred program
Right.
and debit cards to give users more incentives to stick with them. It was a classic David versus Goliath battle.
Totally.
And PayPal was using every tool at its disposal to stay in the game.
All of this while still grappling with those internal challenges from the X.com merger.
I know, it's amazing.
It's like they were fighting a war on two fronts.
Yeah, it's a testament to their resilience.
Yeah.
That they were able to navigate those turbulent times.
For sure. But amidst all this chaos,
Yeah.
they had a bigger challenge looming.
What's that?
The decision to go public
Right.
with an IPO.
That's a huge step for any company.
Oh, yeah.
But for PayPal, it was particularly risky.
Right.
They were operating in this brand new regulatory landscape
Right.
with no clear roadmap for online payments.
Yeah, and the book highlights those challenges.
It does.
They faced issues getting a money transmitter license in Louisiana,
Uh-huh.
and they were even hit with a class action lawsuit.
Oh, wow.
It was a constant battle to stay ahead of the regulators and prove that their model was legitimate.
Talk about pressure.
It's like they were trying to build a plane while they were flying it.
Exactly.
Oh, man. And amidst all this,
Yeah.
eBay made a surprise acquisition offer for PayPal.
Really?
Can you believe Peter Thiel actually turned it down?
Wow.
He believed they could be more than just a payment processor for eBay.
Huh.
He saw PayPal as a force for change,
Right.
revolutionizing the way money moved around the world.
That's some serious confidence.
Oh, yeah. Especially given everything they were facing at the time.
Yeah, that rejection speaks volumes about their ambition and their belief in their vision.
For sure.
They weren't content with just being acquired. They wanted to chart their own course.
But, as we know, destiny has a funny way of intervening.
Yeah.
eBay eventually came back with another offer.
Mhm.
And this time, the deal went through for a whopping $1.5 billion.
Wow. It was a landmark acquisition,
Yeah.
marking the end of the bill point wars
Right.
and officially bringing PayPal into the eBay fold. But even with this seemingly happy ending, those cultural clashes we talked about earlier didn't just magically disappear.
You're right. The book describes how PayPal's fast-paced, email-centric culture
Right.
clashed with eBay's more structured, meeting-heavy approach.
Uh-huh. I can only imagine the frustration on both sides.
Oh, yeah.
These weren't just minor annoyances.
Well-
They represented fundamentally different ways of working.
Yeah.
PayPal was used to moving quickly and making decisions on the fly.
Yeah.
eBay, on the other hand, was more cautious, relying on processes and approvals.
It sounds like a recipe for some serious growing pains.
It does.
Did this clash of cultures ultimately stifle PayPal's innovative spirit?
That's a great question, and one that leads us into the next chapter of this fascinating story.
Okay.
Despite those challenges, PayPal continued to evolve within eBay.
Yeah.
They expanded internationally, introduced new features,
Uh-huh.
and ultimately solidified their position as a global leader in online payments.
So they managed to find a way to thrive,
They did.
even within the confines of a larger organization.
Exactly. But it also makes you wonder,
Yeah.
what might they have achieved if they had remained independent?
Right.
Could they have pushed the boundaries even further,
Possibly.
reshaped the financial landscape in even more radical ways?
It's like a choose-your-own-adventure story for the digital age.
It is.
And that's the beauty of PayPal's journey.
Yeah.
It's a story filled with twists and turns, bold bets, and unexpected outcomes. It's amazing to think how, in just a few short years, PayPal went from this scrappy startup to a global player, even within eBay. But did they lose some of that original spark, that drive to truly revolutionize money, like Peter Thiel put it?
That's the million-dollar question. The book doesn't offer a definitive answer, but it does give us some clues.
Right.
For example, remember that debate about the Las Vegas strategy?
Yeah, it was interesting.
It was this idea of expanding into online gambling and adult entertainment.
Yeah.
Markets seen as risky,
Yeah.
but potentially huge.
Yeah, it's like they were almost tempted by the dark side of the internet. I guess when you're trying to disrupt an industry as entrenched as finance,
Right.
you have to consider all options.
Absolutely. And it highlights the ethical tightrope they were walking.
Yeah.
On the one hand, they had this idealistic vision of empowering individuals.
Right.
On the other, they were operating in a space with a lot of gray areas where the rules were still being written.
It makes you realize that even with the best intentions, innovation often comes with tough choices and unintended consequences. But ultimately, they steered clear of that particular path.
Right. And in doing so, they may have lost out on some short-term gains.
Yeah.
But they also maintained their focus on building a trusted and legitimate platform.
Right.
And that trust was crucial for their long-term success.
It's like they realized that sometimes the most radical move is to play the long game.
Yeah.
Even if it means sacrificing some of that early move fast and break things mentality.
Exactly. And I think that's one of the key takeaways from PayPal's story. It's not just about disruption for disruption's sake.
Right.
It's about building something sustainable, something that can truly change the world for the better.
And you can't deny their impact.
No, you can't.
I mean, look around. We're surrounded by the legacy of PayPal's innovation.
We are.
From online marketplaces to mobile payments, the way we interact with money has been fundamentally altered.
They helped create an entire ecosystem.
Yeah.
And it's not just about technology.
Right.
It's about changing behavior.
Yeah.
Remember how PayPal was one of the first platforms to allow people to donate to charities online, like after 9/11?
Oh, yeah.
They made giving easier, more accessible.
That's such a powerful example of how technology can be harnessed for good.
It is.
It's like they tapped into this basic human desire to help others, and they removed the friction that often prevented people from acting on that impulse.
And that's a key element of their legacy. They didn't just build a product, they built a movement. They inspired countless entrepreneurs and innovators to see the potential of fintech, to dream of a world where money flows more freely and empowers individuals.
So even though they eventually became part of eBay, their impact extends far beyond that acquisition.
It does.
They sparked a revolution that continues to this day.
Absolutely, and that's why their story continues to fascinate us.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that even in the face of intense competition, internal conflicts, and a constantly shifting landscape, a small group of passionate people can change the world.
And that's the power of innovation, right?
It is.
It's messy, unpredictable, and sometimes even a little bit chaotic.
Yeah.
But it's what pushes us forward.
It is.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the early days of PayPal, what's the one thing that sticks with you?
That's a good question.
Is it their relentless drive?
Maybe.
Their willingness to take risks?
Possibly.
Or maybe it's their enduring impact on the way we think about money.
It could be all of those things.
Yeah. I think we could all agree that PayPal's journey is a testament to the power of human ingenuity.
Yeah.
And a reminder that the future of finance is still being written.
That's a great note to end on. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.
My pleasure.
And to all you listeners out there, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible. We'll see you next time for another fascinating deep dive.